422 points is where we closed. So far this month, the market is down by 2.5%. So far this year, the market is down by 9.5%. It continues to dip. However, GTB, what was GTB yesterday? 31 naira. I think GTB was trading at a high over the last 365 days, about 38. Zenith is at 20. So hey, some stocks are looking good still. Please consult a broker like an Afrinvest before making any purchases. So okay, this is a Tech Friday story we're going to be starting off with, but we couldn't wait till Friday because it would be stale by then. There was a hack. I think everybody is aware of this.
WhatsApp hack?
Yeah, the WhatsApp hack, and what WhatsApp has done is they are instructing everybody to go to update the app. So whether you're using iOS or Android, just go to the Play Store and you'll see an option to update the app, and it will do that. I think it's a security thing that they're going through. This is especially for those of you who have WhatsApp business accounts and that sell stuff and so on and so forth. So even for your personal use, which is practically everybody. Judith, have you updated your WhatsApp yet?
I have.
Oh, good. Good. So just a notice to everybody to go ahead and update WhatsApp. I think it was I can't remember. Was it some Israeli software company?
Yeah. So it was NSO Group.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you know them.
I'm not really familiar with them.
So their flagship product is Pegasus.
Okay.
Yeah, Pegasus.
Okay.
And it's an Israeli company which basically deals with cyber surveillance tools. Yeah, I don't know if you recall, but they were also implicated in the murder of Jamal Khashoggi.
Oh, okay.
So they're facing multiple lawsuits. Yes, with regards to this.
Okay.
Apparently, his friend Omar Abdulaziz, yes,
okay,
complained or suspected that his conversations with the dead or with the late Jamal Khashoggi were not, were being intercepted.
Okay.
So
okay.
Lawyers, some Mexican journalists, people have actually,
been involved in
exactly,
that.
So the company.
I see.
It was actually Citizen Lab that discovered this security flaw with WhatsApp. And basically how it would work is that a person who is affected by this would receive an unknown call through the voice application or through the voice feature on WhatsApp.
Yeah.
And that's how the code would be sent to the user.
Right. And then they can start possibly spying on your chats.
Yes, exactly.
I see. So there you go. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so for for the average person, there might not be they might not necessarily feel the impact of this, because if there's no real alternative to WhatsApp, everybody uses WhatsApp.
Right.
But it would still send some notes of caution to people that have businesses, journalists, that kind of a thing. Because if you think of the end-to-end feature,
encryption,
end-to-end encryption feature, where they're supposed to, where outside the conversation, you're not supposed to get any access to the conversation.
This is something
it's something that's a bit worrying.
And I guess again, this now furthers the conversation as to what how much privacy we still have with tech, right? Because we were joking on Friday. Was it not Yinka that was sending a message saying he can't allow Google Maps to be telling him where he's been over the past month? Our apps and our gadgets, they're watching everything we do now. When Google now, Facebook, Google now is telling Nigerians to rate restaurants that you've been to, so that you can, if a tourist, and it helps the tourism industry. Think about it. If somebody flies into Nigeria, goes on Google and says they're looking for a restaurant to go and eat, or a hotel. If myself, or Valentine has been there, it's helpful. But again, on the flip side of that, these things are tracking where we're going, and So hey, anyway, let me know what you guys think. But still, if you haven't updated your WhatsApp is not taking any chances. So they're telling everybody, please update your app so that there's no chance of you being spied on. All right. Okay, so this is pretty interesting. Yeah, we're moving to from WhatsApp to the governor of Ondo State, Rotimi Akeredolu. He sent out a series of tweets. Here's the headline. It says, "We'll be shortchanging ourselves if we don't tap into the marijuana business. Now, I should state this right off the top that this is illegal in Nigeria. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It
So
is.
let's put that out there. But he was
Do you
tweeted. He was.
hear- Do you hear the voice of Shawari?
Right, during the election, right? And when he said that during the election, people shut him down, right?
He was booed.
He was booed. But the governor of Judith, he was pictured. I think it was Sahara Reporters that
Yeah.
showed. But he took the head of the NDLEA with him. Yeah.
Yes, he
The
did.
That's
national.
Nigerian
So-
Drug Law
National.
Enforcement Agency.
National,
Drug Law
yeah,
Enforcement Agency.
Yes,
Yeah, so-
so they attended a medicinal cannabis extract development program in Thailand.
Thailand. Okay.
And what this was essentially supposed to do was to help build capacity and work out licensing issues for planting and extraction of cannabis oil
Right.
in countries or and whatnot.
Okay. Okay.
So yes, so what they're trying to do, what he is trying to do is see if we can replicate what Thailand has done
Right.
in the industry
Here
Exactly.
in Nigeria.
here in Nigeria. But okay, so first off, there are a couple of uses for it.
Right.
Not everybody knows this,
Mhm.
but so cancer patients would probably use it to increase their appetite
Right.
in
After
countries where it's
therapy,
already-
yeah?
exactly.
Right.
After chemotherapy, then it's used for pain relief, PTSD patients as well,
Mm.
and it's actually legal in some countries.
Right.
Countries like Australia, Canada, they've actually been able to do something substantial from that.
Right.
In California alone, I think in 2018, I think there was an estimated 2.5 billion US dollars,
Right.
covered from that alone.
In
Okay.
revenue.
So,
Yeah.
in revenue alone.
Mm.
So first off, if we're trying to actually execute this, we would have to first tackle the issue of legalizing it,
Right.
not only in Ondo State, but to have the impact he's trying to reach for. We're
Right.
trying to reach for. It has to be in various states in the country. So we need to sort that out. Then in actually producing or manufacturing these medicines, there would be a lot of research involved,
Right.
and then factories and whatnot to actually produce them. So how exactly? I don't know if there's a plan yet. We
Right.
don't really have a plan yet.
I see.
And then-
I see.
Sorry. Also, as well, there would also be control measures that need to be taken because we have, Nigeria is peculiar. There's a drug problem
Right.
that's rampant. So we would have to have control measures tackling addiction and then abuse. So we need policies that would also, help with
Have
that.
to sort that out.
Sort that out.
Because regulation is a big issue.
Yes,
it is.
exactly.
For something that exists as a natural plant in most places without in checks or any oversight, would I say surveillance or capturing of the exact spots.
Exactly.
You need an authority set up and a perfect system, a near perfect system
And we don't
to
have
track the existence
To
of
do
such
that.
and how to regulate it.
Let me read a couple of his
Yes.
tweets here. I retweeted it. It says, we all know that Ondo State is the hotbed. This is, I'm quoting the governor now on Twitter. It says, we all know that Ondo State is the hotbed of cannabis cultivation in Nigeria. We know how to grow it and it thrives well in the Sunshine State, which I guess is what he's referring to, with an estimated value of, I think the Sunshine State is California, with an estimated value of $145 billion in 2025. We'll be shortchanging ourselves if we fail to tap into the legal market. Then he also, as Judith has already mentioned, he says our focus is medical cultivation of it. He also, interesting, he said, while all of you are getting excited over this, please, unemployed youth and everything should look into these opportunities and apply today at, he now gives a website, ondostate.gov.ng. So I guess like Edo State, they're doing their own SME promotional campaign. Interesting tweet here. There was a gentleman, they like reading responses on Twitter threads. This is a gentleman called Orji Uka, just individual. He says this is commendable, but also highlights the irony of our federalism that we practice in this country. He says with a proper structure, Governor Akeredolu would not need to travel with the NDLEA boss for a state project, but rather the state's DLA. So he's saying he should have gone with Ondo State's Drug Law Enforcement Agency. He says that way, Ondo State can, if they choose to legalize it, while another state like an Enugu or a Zamfara can outlaw it.
Yes.
So this now brings us back to the conversation of the ability of states to be able to regulate themselves. Right,
yeah.
because there's a if a state doesn't want to legalize it, fine, you keep it illegal. But if another state wants to, so because the same thing in America, right? I think only 10 states have legalized it in America, while 33 states have legalized it only for medicinal use.
Yes.
Right. So there's an argument there, is there not? Is this still this whole central system that we're using to allow states?
It wouldn't work if we're trying to actually achieve this.
Right. With the way things are right now.
Exactly.
All right. Finally, the breweries. Messages are. Go ahead.
You've unleashed the message.
Here we go.
That's from Kaduna sent in a message. It says the problem with legalizing marijuana is control. Unlike these other countries who do not have a competent system to ensure adequate control, just look at the tramadol problem in the north. In the north, that's a case in point. Papi K says Sunshine State is Ondo State.
Okay. Should have known. Thank you.
He said this is someone who's thinking deeply. Drop federalism now, just control and regulate. And then Shegun says, good session today, smooth and Rotus. Please let this program be 30 minutes, all right? Yeah, thank you to see you.
Well, I'm trying, okay? I'm trying. They're still fighting me in management.
Yinka says, see guys, there are three types of people in the world, the whites, the blacks, and the Nigerians. It said, this is legalized here. Trust me, if it's legalized here, it will be abused. Remember codeine? And I beg. Is Akeredolu claiming Ondo? Marijuana is better than Kwale marijuana?
You can trust Yinka to go into this. Yeah.
Anyway,
let's keep it moving. Let me see now. That point. The point on abuse. Yeah. One of the issues, if you look at the statistics on the MBS, right, Bureau of Statistics, 54. If you combine underemployment and unemployment for the youth, is about 54% for the third quarter of 2018. Part of the reason why most of our youth turn to drugs is because they are idle, yes, unemployed. So I don't know. Potentially, if this was an avenue to be legal, it's an angle. Yeah, it's okay. It's not 100%. Let me leave it alone. Let's move on to the vice president. He was sent out some threats. He says we'll stop doing business with AMCON debtor. I don't think we got the chance to really get into this yesterday. What are your thoughts on what the vice president said about this?
So I think it's a very drastic move.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily see it as something that would address the issue. Because, okay, if you actually think of it, how exactly do you expect these companies to pay up or repay their loans if they're not generating income? Who do they then do business with?
So what's the major issue there?
No, he's saying that the federal government wants to deal decisively with individuals and organizations that have made the list of high-profile obligors, those that are owing AMCON. Yeah, but as she's just said, I think I mentioned this quickly yesterday before we rounded up. If you do that, I mean, debt is part of business, right? Yeah, even our on Business Hub in the evening, we had an individual who works with fintech companies, and he goes to reclaim and recover debt from people that they've given money to. So if you, as Judith said, if you cut them out, I say you're not doing business with them anymore,
then you have no business left.
Right, exactly.
Because first of all, for that guy, I can imagine that he has an adults, he goes through an adults process,
getting the money back.
Yes,
right.
So hospitality business, they will tell you firsthand. They spend a lot of years trying to recoup their investment before they even start making profits. Exactly.
So I don't know. This threats. I think you should probably use incentives.
Just try to put them on their toes.
Yeah, but this AMCON thing is still forever going on. Valentine, how much time we got?
No time.
Oh, okay.
Messages for
all right.
Ogumachidos here says, good morning, guys. For a country where women are arrested in clubs legalizing cannabis, I see a problem coming. And Benga Komu says, well, the reality in the States is states need money and there is need to explore different ways of raising revenue. But the problem in Nigeria is the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So though states should tread softly on this one. I guess they're seeking IGR.
Right.
And then this one here, please add your names to your messages so we can take them. Ibrahim says, finally, someone is thinking outside the box. Marijuana or not, I like that a governor is making a bold move and exploring where no one has been. Well, Dakbo here says Governor Akeredolu should tread carefully on this issue. They should put checks and balances in place to ensure that this is not used wrongly.
All right, thank you for your messages. Judith of Afrinvest, thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
We'll have an exciting chat coming up next in real estate. Keep it here, Smooth 98.1.